Hello, and welcome to this session of Pursuing God with David while on quarantine. In this study of David, we've been contrasting and comparing David and Saul. And what made David such a great king and Saul failed miserably? They were both men, they both had problems, they both stumbled in some ways. But how was David able to succeed and become a great king? And the Bible says that David was a man after God's own heart. And I've been fascinated by that term. What does that mean? A man after God's own heart. And how is that exemplified in David's life? And today we are looking at one of my favorite stories from David's life that I believe shows us what it means to be a man after God's own heart. It's found in 2 Samuel, the 23rd chapter. We'll begin about verse 13. It says, during harvest time, 3 of the 30 chief men came down to David at the cave of Adullam. Now in this chapter, it lists other mighty men of David. You see, David was not only a great man, he attracted great men. He attracted men of quality and character. That shows you that David was truly a man after God's own heart and a great man, and that other men saw in him something that was special and unique. So 3 of David's chief men came down while he is in the cave of Adullam, hiding out from Saul. Now a band of Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim. At that time, David was in the stronghold, and the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. Now remember, Bethlehem is David's hometown, and the enemy is camped in his town, and it's the time of the harvest. So the Philistines have come to gather the harvest and steal the harvest from the Israelites. They are there to take all the hard work the Israelites have put into their harvest and take it away from them. And so they're there robbing the Israelites of their harvest. And David is camped out. David longed for water and said, "Oh, that someone would get me a drink of water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem." Not only is David thirsty, but he's homesick. He's longing for the taste, the sights, the sounds of home. He's longing to be home again. And so he just expresses a need, a want, a desire. He says, "Oh, that I would just get a drink from that well near the gate of Bethlehem where I grew up. That water was so fresh and cool." So the 3 mighty men broke through the Philistine lines, drew water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem, and carried it back to David. This was a very dangerous mission. At the risk of their own life, they went and got the very thing that David desired, a drink of water. Just a little cup of water from the well at Bethlehem. Isn't that amazing loyalty? You can tell they truly loved their leader. They truly loved David, or they would not have done this extravagant act of bravery. You know, when we read about Jesus, we read that there were people that loved Jesus and did extravagant things for him. The woman who came and washed his feet with her tears and dried him with your hair and anointed his body with the very expensive ointment. That these people loved Jesus. And David was loved by the men in his team, in his army, the men that gathered around him. They truly cared about him. But he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out before the Lord. "Far be it from me, O Lord, to do this," he said. "Is it not the blood of men who went at the risk of their lives?" And David would not drink it. Was that little cup of water so valuable that David would pour it out as an offering to God? It's what it represented. It represented that his men's bravery, their loyalty. It represented that they had risked their life for him. And he did not feel worthy to drink it. But it's something so valuable, to be given such a valuable gift, David gave it to God. So here we see that David's love for God, that he has something very valuable, and rather than using it himself, he gave it to God and poured it out before God. He didn't feel like he deserved a gift that valuable. And we see also his love for his men, that out of appreciation for them, he recognized their gift. He appreciated their risk and what they did for him. And rather than drink it himself, he gave it to God as an offering. Now we're beginning to see and grasp what it means to be a man after God's own heart. A man that truly loves God and gives God the best that he has. And a man that loves the men that he is with, that loves his army and appreciates them. Well, I hope you'll join us again Monday as we'll have another session from David's life as we are pursuing God with David while quarantined.